Cause I mean, like my pop, he's like a preacher. He's a pastor, and like a big activist, I guess, in the city. And you know, so like that helps. Like people, they just like before I was rapping, they used to, know me and oh yeah, that's Pastor Adams' son. Like that's the thing. Like he there and he support, but I be getting in trouble because I don't ask permission before I do shit. Like the highs and lows video, got in trouble for that because like at the end, like y'all see me like walking into the church or whatever. Like we just kind of did that on the fly. We didn't really ask, and then like it was like how, why the fuck y'all got the church and the video and stuff, and I'm like I ain't think it'd be a problem, like y'all.
I guess I just chilled with Tut one day, chopped it up, and he told me about this Preacher Son concept, and I had been there in a few of the recording sessions, and so kind of knew his narrative, and then was like, well, let's just go all the way in on it. If we're gonna do Preacher Son, like, let's get the whole feel, like the whole live feel, and then live, like singers, female singers, and just sort of like build it out. All these musicians are from Chattanooga. It sort of represents a greater soundscape of Chattanooga. So when people listen to us from anywhere else in the world, they're taken to this Chattanooga bluesy, like soul blend of gospel-y sound that we created on Preacher Son.
Show love to people. People show love back, you know what I'm saying? So people support. And even more so people support, like when I go out, it's like people like run up to us and be like, oh yeah, bro, like a preacher said, keep doing what you're doing, like, so it's good. Even when I go to church, people be like, oh yeah, bro, I was bumping that preacher son on the way over here, you know what I'm saying?
Kevin done. I don't know. It just like it helped. Like the music actually helping them right now too to get through processes in life. One guy Kevin just showed me. I think it was holy water. Inspired him to like work out and stuff. So he sent the Instagram video of him working out. Listen to the headphones with a big thank you letter. In Kevin's DM. So that was like really like a wow moment.
But a wolf will still howl at the moon in sheep's clothing, lay me down in that holy water. Shower me with riches, need the sermon.
When I met Ktoven is when I started, taking music seriously, like real life, trying to go to the studio and record. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes using my mom's car, like if I ain't have my car, like just going to K house, cause he ain't really stay that far from me. He really stayed down the street. And he also went to Udawa too. Like I started going to K house and we started recording, and like even then, like I was never writing. You know what I'm saying? Was just like recording. And I was making beats before I met K. And then he told me my shit was like kind of shitty, and like then I kind of gave up those kind of ambitions of like trying to be a producer. But like once I met him, it's like when I started actually trying to like do like rap music or like come up with rap music, like songs and shit like that.
I actually met Kevin at Udawa High School in math class. Is where I first met Kevin. I think he had heard about me throughout school, but that I did music and stuff like that. So we linked up in math class one time. He came in with some music to listen to that he had done. And I don't remember the part where he said, I said this shit sucked. That's the part I don't remember, bro. I can't remember that part for some reason. I don't remember it at all. But I know after that, we been working ever since.
I just started building a rapport with Kevin because, I was still working with artists and throwing shows in the city. And then I booked Tut onto a local show at JJ's, and I introduced Tut and Tiggy, or Tut and Ktoven, to Taylor, who's in the other room there. He's the lead guitarist. Brought them over to his mom's spot in St. Elmo, put on some of Tut's beats, and Tay literally picked up like every instrument in the room and just started shredding it. And then that Tay is a special musician for his ability to play anything but He's also special because he's got such a high respect from all these other musicians that are just ridiculous. And so since Tay started rocking with us, Tay was like telling all his friends, I'm working on this cool Preacher Son project, what do you think? And then all these other guys started just coming around the house. And then by the summer, we had like a full-blown music community.
Nigga.
So the house, as far as everyone's understood, the house is a musical collective of artists from a broad spectrum that have come together and found a common ground through the community of music. And that's probably our biggest, music is our biggest connector. And then it's because of through music and projects and things to be involved with, we've really formed a lot of genuine relationships through this whole thing. There's more than just one project than Preacher Son. The band has got their own project called South Soul Dance Family. They play a lot of funky jams. Like they could ultimately do weddings, they can do like hotels, restaurants with jazz. Like they're very versatile musicians.
Eric introduced me to Taylor Freeman. Taylor Freeman, he basically like the lead guitarist, like over the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? And like kind of like the orchestrator of the, you know, whole shit. And like Eric introduced me to like Taylor Freeman. He got on Holy Water, and I think like Taylor like kind of introduced us to like Martelli, and then like everybody else started coming along after that. Like I think like Drew came along, and then like we and Mason Bell and Suevo, saxophone player that was on Living on the Sun. Like and here we are now, but we got another drummer, Jimmy Franklin, who's called.
Back in churches and not saying much, I'm always like literally in the background where I'm not saying too much. And coming in, and we're all pretty much the same age, and giving each other ideas and talking to each other, and pretty much being adults about situations. And, you know, not, like I said, per se being intimidated. It was actually inspiring to see more people like myself, you know, wanting to do more and doing it around the city, and, you know, not per se thinking about the money part, it's just enjoying what they do.
Normally, Taylor and Tut wouldn't have crossed paths in a different world, or like, but something here is bigger than the music, and it's a beautiful thing to see as many black people as white people in your audience, you know, and as many black people as white people on your stage, and it's like that, that is even a bigger mural. That's like transcending the project, is that like we're bringing people from like all different races of life into a commonality, and especially in a place like Chattanooga where it's historically such like a racially rooted place, it's a compelling narrative to see happen.
Just might show you love, yeah. Coaching niggas to success like Dennis Kimbrough in the limo, making bitches break their back.
Like I was listening to Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls probably one of the main reasons I started rapping. But like I feel like those people you don't even gotta mention, because I feel like they influence everybody. If you like hip hop, if you like rap, at some point in time, Biggie Smalls and Tupac influenced you. Yeah. But UGK, Outkast, Erykah Badu, like Juvenile, like pretty much like all that old Cash Money shit. Like these, like used to be the soundtracks of my life. Like at some point in time, like 3 6 Mafia used to be like the soundtrack of my life. Like probably like my freshman year in college. Like, and like so was Outkast though. Like all these, like through life, like it's just like certain times where it's like that's all I was listening to.
Yeah, the producers of Outkast music, I'm not really sure. I haven't looked into them like that until like this year, because like I did a lot of listening to the music before I did searching other producers and stuff like that. But they're like a big influence. For real, Hans Zimmer, who actually does movie scoring, for like all the big films, like Superman and stuff like that. I'm into that, like orchestration, stuff like that. I know I get a lot of inspiration from watching like Disney movies and like a lot of action movies, stuff like that. Listening to like the scoring, stuff like that. Yeah, like a lot of Disney movies, Pixar movies, like my shit. Get a lot of inspiration from it. It helped me stay creative.
And like just like from growing up in the church, like I guess that's where, like, 'cause like Kay grew up in the church too, pretty much. Like that's where probably like the live instrumentation and like that sound like is influenced. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I grew up in church as well too. Like I grew up playing the piano as a kid, so I had like a lot of gospel influences, stuff like that. Sang Kurt Franklin, Marvin Sapp, Fred Hammonds, and guys like those really inspired me, like to like be more musically.
I started in church, and I'm still doing it in church now to this day. You know, I feel like this is a gift that was given, you know.
I see the future so clear with my eyes closed. Tick, tick, it's a time bomb. When it blows, the taco be Kairos. Boom.
Like it's going good. It's just going up. We just got to keep doing what we doing. It's not over. We still got to put out more music, and we're working on another project right now. And we got more to come. So.
I think Preacher's Son is a great first start, but we're all confident as musicians and artists that we're gonna do bigger projects, and even TUT's project, where it's headed, like it's in a crazy direction, and it's life-changing music. So as long as we keep making music that has a message, I think everybody's gonna be on board and with it.
Just make sure like what you're doing it with a purpose. Like like a lot of niggas rap, but like what's the purpose behind like what the fuck they saying? You know what I'm saying? So like it's shit like that. A lot of niggas doing shit on purpose, but doing it without a purpose.
Damn, we gotta hurry. Late to the Sunday service. Last night I hit the tap. Late I was on that screw juice swerving. I swear I'm tired of doing shit on purpose, but doing it without a purpose. A lot of niggas doing shit on purpose, but doing it without a purpose. Damn, we gotta hurry. Late to the Sunday service. Last night I hit the tap. Late I was on that screw juice swerving. I swear I'm tired of doing shit on purpose, but doing it without a purpose. A lot of niggas doing shit on purpose, but doing it without a purpose. All he ever wanted was some gold on his wrist. All he ever wanted was a pie he could fist. All he ever wanted was to pull up to the shows in a rose and make the hoes go, who is this?
I do got a question for y'all. As a matter of fact, y'all going to IHOP today because like you get free pancakes. Yes, we need to go to. Nigga, you can buy something, bro. I'm gonna buy pancakes and get them hoes for free.